Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Yesterday, I talked about gratitude, and I suggested that you write a list of things that you're grateful for and do that every single day. Well, in The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace Wattles says, he admonishes us to live by this absolute truth. He tells us there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. You can form things in your thought, and by impressing your thought upon formless substance can cause the thing you think about to be created. Well, isn't that how everything is formed? You get an idea, you take action, and then you build or create or make something out of nothing. And when you decide what you really want, you can do the same thing. You just need to get all your doubts and worries and fears out of the way. When you really want something, instead of worrying about how it's going to happen or trying to figure out where the money's going to come from or every single step, just trust that what you really want is on its way to you and give thanks for it in advance. When Wallace Wattles wrote The Science of Getting Rich, that was in a time where people were working really hard in factories and grinding it out, and learned that you had to suffer and work hard to make anything, to earn a living. But that was the opposite. That was how they got people to work in factories, all kinds of slave labor. And when you notice, the people who are the wealthiest are the ones who are just allowing money to come to them, expecting wealth. They're creating wonderful ideas, and they're getting into alignment with what they want, and the money just flows. They don't worry about it, they don't stress about it, they don't look at how much is missing, they just enjoy it. So Wallace Wattles wrote The Science of Getting Rich, and I'm going to read a couple of chapters. If this is something that you haven't heard before, it really could blow your mind, but bear with me. He says, he explains how riches come to you. Wallace Wattles writes, when I say that you do not have to drive sharp bargains, I do not mean that you do not have to drive any bargains at all, or that you are above the necessity for having any dealings with other people. I mean, you will not need to deal with them unfairly. You do not have to get something for nothing. You can give to every person more than you take from them. You cannot give a person more in cash value than you take from them, but you can give them more in use value than the cash value of the thing you take from them. For example, the paper, ink, and other material in this book may not be worth the money you paid for it, but the ideas in this book bring you thousands of dollars. You have not been wronged by those who sold it to you. They have given you a great use value for a small cash value. Let us suppose that I own a picture which in any civilized community is worth thousands of dollars. I take it to Baffin Bay, and by salesmanship I induce an Eskimo to give a bundle of furs worth $500 for the picture. I have wronged him because he has no use for the picture. It has no use value to him. It will not add to his life. But suppose I give the Eskimo a gun worth $50 for his furs. Then he has made a good bargain. He has use for the gun. It will get him more furs and much food. It will add to his life in every way. It will make him rich. When you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly. If you see that you are selling a person anything that does not add more to his life than the thing he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop it. You do not have to beat anybody in business. And if you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. Give people more in use value than you take from them in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world with every business transaction. If you have people working for you, you must take from them more in cash value than you pay them in wages, but you can organize your business so that it will be filled with the principle of advancement. Thus, each employee who wishes to do so may advance a little every day. You can make your business do for your employees what this book is doing for you. You can conduct your business so that it will be a ladder by which every willing employee may climb to riches himself. And it's not your fault if they do not accept the opportunity. Even though you can cause your riches to come out of the formless substance which penetrates all of your environment, it does not follow that your fortune will immediately take shape from the atmosphere and come into being before your eyes. Think about what it is that you want. Wallace Wattles writes, if you want a sewing machine, for instance, I would suggest that before you impress the thought of a sewing machine on the thinking substance, you first make sure the image of the machine is clearly formed in your mind. If you want a sewing machine, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is being made or is on its way to you. After once forming the thought, have the most absolute and unquestioning faith that the sewing machine is coming. Never think of it or speak of it without feeling confident that it will arrive. Claim it as already yours. It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence acting upon the mind of mankind. If you live in Maine, it may be that a person will be brought from Texas or Japan to engage in some transaction which will result in your getting what you want. If so, the whole matter will be as much to that person's advantage as it is to yours. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is in everything, communicating with everything, and able to influence everything. The desire of the thinking substance for more life and better living has caused the creation of all the sewing machines that have ever been made, and it can cause the creation of millions more. It will do so whenever people set it in motion by desire and faith and by acting in the certain way. You can certainly have a sewing machine in your house. You can have anything you want as long as you use it for the advancement of your own life and the lives of others. I think this example is so funny because one of my clients wanted a long arm sewing machine And she thought about it, she dreamt about it, she wrote about it, she saw the image in her mind, she rehearsed in her mind what it would be like once she had that beautiful machine and could do the type of sewing projects that she really wanted. And it didn't take very long, and now she has a model that was even better than she thought was possible. It takes faith, it takes trust, it takes understanding that everything that you want is available to you. Just get clear in your mind what it is that you desire and give thanks in advance. And don't worry about all the details of how it can happen. It will happen. You decide what you want and pay attention to feeling as if you already have it. What would it be like if that sewing machine was yours, or that dream house, or the vehicle you always wanted, or the loving relationship? What will it do for your life when it's yours in physical reality? How would you be feeling? Think about it, write about it, and act in your mind as if it's already here. And the formless substance, the ideas will fall into place. And as you take action, you attain what it is that you truly want. Jesus said, "You need not hesitate about asking largely. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom." The original substance wants to live as much as possible in you. It wants you to have all that you can or will use for the living of the most abundant life. Your faith becomes invincible if you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of the supreme power for more complete expression. Imagine that God, Spirit, universal intelligence is flowing to and through everything and wants to experience more life through each and every one of us. So, whatever it is that you want, that is the urge of the Spirit in you wanting to manifest in physical form, wanting to experience travel or chocolate or exhibition rides or travel, a loving relationship. What is it that you desire? What you want wants to express itself through you. It's not greedy, it's not evil, it's allowing the universe to expand and fully express itself. Wallace Wattles tells this, he says, God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs. All that is possible is seeking expression through human beings. God wants those who can play music to have the instruments they need, to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. He wants those who can discern truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe. He wants those who can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things because he enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play and sing and enjoy beauty and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes and eat good foods. Paul said, "It is God that worketh in you to will and to do." The desire you feel for riches is the infinite, seeking to express himself in you as he sought to find expression in the little boy playing the piano. Wallace Waddle said, "Once I saw a little boy sitting at a piano and vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys. I saw that he was grieved and provoked by his inability to play real music. I asked him why he was unhappy, and he answered, 'I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right.' The music in him was the urge of the original substance containing all the possibilities of all life. All that there is of music was seeking expression through the child." You need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to focus and express the desires of God. Wallace Wattles admits this is a difficult point with most people. They retain something of the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice are pleasing to God. People look upon poverty as a part of the plan, as a necessity of nature. They have the idea that God has finished his work and has made all that he can make, that the majority of humanity must stay poor because there's not enough to go around. That's not true. People hold on to this erroneous thought so much that they feel ashamed to ask for wealth. They try not to want more than a very modest competence, just enough to make them fairly comfortable. Wallace Waddle says, "I recall now the case of one student who was told that he must see in his mind a clear picture of the things he desired so that the creative thought of them might be expressed on the formless substance. He was a very poor man living in a rented house and having only what he earned from day to day. He could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. Therefore, after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug for the floor of his best room and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold winter. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months. Then it dawned on him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bay window here and a room there. He continued until it was complete in his mind as his ideal home, and then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in a certain way and moving toward what he wanted. He owns the house now and is rebuilding it according to his mental image. Now, with still larger faith, he is proceeding to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and so with you and with all of us. The illustrations given in that last chapter will have conveyed to you the fact that the first step toward getting rich is to convey the idea of your wants to the formless substance. This is true, and you will see that in order to do so, it becomes necessary to relate yourself to the formless intelligence in a harmonious way. To secure this harmonious relationship, is such a matter of such primary and vital importance. Wallace Wattles says, I will give some space to its discussion here. I will give you instructions which, if you follow them, will be certain to bring you into perfect unity of mind with God. The whole process of mental adjustment and attunement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. First, you believe that there is one intelligent substance from which all things proceed. Secondly, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. And thirdly, you relate yourself to it through a feeling of deep and profound gratitude. Many people who order their lives rightly in all other ways are kept in poverty by their lack of gratitude. Having received one gift from God, they cut the wires which connect them with Him by failing to make acknowledgement. It is easy to understand that the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. It is also easy to understand that a soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God than one who never looks to Him in thankful acknowledgement. When good things come to us, the more gratefully we fix our mind on the supreme power, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. The reason for this is simply that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which the blessings come. So you hear people say everything comes from God. Yes, but you must use your mind and your human hands to put it into human form. You can have a 60-story skyscraper, but God is not going to magically make it appear overnight. It is through the work of human thinking and doing that things become things. What matters to you becomes matter in form. And when good things come to us, the more gratefully we fix our mind on God, on supreme power, the more good we receive, and the more rapidly they come. The reason for this is simply that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which all blessings come. If it is a new thought to you that gratitude brings your whole mind into closer harmony with the creative energies of the universe, consider it well and you will see that it is true. The good things you already possess have come to you because of certain laws. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and will prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Gratitude alone can keep you looking toward the infinite and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking that the supply of riches is limited. If you think the supply of riches is limited, that would be fatal to your hopes. This is a limitless world. There is a law of gratitude, and if you are to get the results you seek, it is absolutely necessary that you should observe this law. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the supreme power is a liberation or an expenditure of force, and it cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed. And as a result, God responds with an instantaneous movement toward you. Draw nigh unto God, and he will draw nigh unto you. That is a statement of psychological truth. Strengthen your faith that when you give thanks to God for what you desire, before it is here, trust, believe, know that it's meant for you, that it's on its way to you, that when you are in alignment with what you desire, when you're in the state of being what you want, it just naturally flows. Think about when you're in a state of anger, don't you find everything to be angry about to justify your anger? And when you are truly grateful, when you give gratitude from your heart, deep and profound thankfulness. Thank you, God, for my life. Thank you for the people that you have placed in my life. Thank you for every condition and situation that if it's not what I want, it's here for a purpose. If it doesn't change, that means it's here to change me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the good, and thank you for everything that has happened to bring me to this point in my life. Give thanks for everything in your life, because everything has formed your life. And when you give thanks for what you want that is not yet here, writing about it, thinking about it, acting in your mind how you would act if it was already here in your three-dimensional reality, it just flows. We can't know the exact hour that you will attain your goal, your outcome, the results you desire. But as you write it out and get into the feeling of being profoundly grateful, knowing that it is here, not wishing and hoping, but knowing in your heart, the way is shown, and it shows up automatically. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.